3 nails pierced through his chest. If they weren't pulled out immediately, he'd suffocate to death within 6 minutes. Nick was being hunted after a failed mission. With no other choice, he tracked down his superior, hoping to get the assassin's name from him. But as the minutes ticked by, his boss wouldn't say a word. Watching his superior writhing in agony on the floor, Nick quickly grabbed a newspaper and laid it underneath. To keep the blood from staining the ground, all he had to do was give up the killer's name, and Nick would pull out the nails immediately. As his superior slowly suffocated to death, Nick didn't show an ounce of mercy. This was his basic training kicking in. Besides, he had other ways to get the assassin's name. Nick stepped outside and found his superior's assistant. She was cowering in the corner at that moment, looking up at Nick with pleading eyes. She agreed to hand over the killer's files, because she knew Nick would actually kill, and leave no trace behind. After a moment's hesitation, Nick cut her loose from the ropes. Then, he brought in a trash can he'd prepared earlier, stuffed his superior's body inside, and left the building with the assistant. The two arrived at the assistant's house, using the date and file number she provided. Nick located the profile of the assassin hunting him. Once he had what he needed, Nick got up to leave, but before that, there was one more thing he had to do. Now he had a name. Time for revenge. Following the address on the card, Nick tracked down the assassin. He parked nearby and thought through his plan for the night. Nick first hit up a grocery store for supplies, then drove to the killer's neighborhood and waited quietly for the right moment. When darkness fell and the assassin was alone in his house, Nick saw his chance, but he didn't go straight in because there was a vicious guard dog in the yard. He tossed some drugged meat over the fence and waited patiently by his car for half an hour. When the time was right, Nick slipped through the gate. He crept quietly through the house, searching for his target, but as he opened a door, the electronic lock let out a series of beeps. That sound gave away his position. Despite his efforts to stay silent, he was still ambushed by his opponent. After Nick's gun was knocked from his hands, the two men grappled. Nick was outmatched physically, but fortunately he managed to grab the fallen weapon and took out the assassin. Then, he hurled a Molotov cocktail into the house, making it look like the man had died in an accident.